Tito Boy, what's your impression after reading the book, Laugh with God?
No, I'd like to talk about my expectations muna. Dahil nung ibinigay ni Michael po sa akin ang libro para basahin, sabi ko, siguro, ito yung mga nababasa ko tungkol sa yung exhortation to be good, yung, alam niyo yung mga payo, yung mga kwento na pampa-inspire, pampa-empower. Hindi naman ho ako nagkamali. Marami naman ho talaga mga kwento na gano'n ang matatagpuan po dito sa Laugh with God today. Pero hindi ko po inaasahan na, kasi hindi ho ako marunong shortcut. When I say I want to read a book, binabasa ko talaga mula umpisa hanggang dulo. And that's what I did with the book. So yung expectation ko, to be very honest, hindi ko inaasahan that I would be crazy about a book, or it would ball me, you know, over the other book that I was reading. This is an honest story. I started reading it. Tapos, I started laughing. And that was a good sign. Dahil alam kong natuwa ako, nag-enjoy ako, at para lang nakipagkwentuhan ako, para lang nakipag-usap ako, at parang may kaharap akong nagkukwento sa akin ng iba't ibang mga kwento, at tawa lang ako ng tawa. And there were points that I realized I was reading a book, and some moments also that I felt I was praying. And there were also some points when I started to challenge, you know, what the book was, some stories in the book were telling me. So, naging aktibong pag-uusap ang nangyari. May mga panahon na naalala ko yung mga maraming bagay na napagdaanan ko doon sa munting bayan namin sa Samar, base sa mga naisulat nga ni Mike. So, it was a spirited conversation that happened. When I got hold of the book, I realized I was talking to God. And not just talking to God, but I was laughing. Sabi ko nga, pwede palang ganun. Yun ang aking realization na if my best friend is watching me now as I talk, I'd like you to read this. Parang gusto kong basahin ito ng mga kaibigan ko, gusto kong basahin ito ng mga taong kakilala ko para may mapag-usapan kami, para may mapagkwentuhan kami. Ang pinakagusto ko dito sa librong ito ay hindi ako nagmumukhang makasalanan. This is coming straight from my heart. Kasi minsan may takot ako magbasa sa mga libro na may pagka-spiritual, may pagka-religious. I mean, these are all very different terms. Takot na baka masyadong ma-emphasize yung ating pagiging makasalanan. Natakot ako dun. Dito hindi. Tawa lang ako ng tawa, nakikipagkwentuhan, at saka parang the story sounded familiar because in a different milieu, in a different time, I knew I went through it. Yung gano'n. Kaya kahit ang nanay, sabi ko sa kanya, Nay, pag nagkaroon ka ng oras, basahin mo ito para may mapagkwentuhan tayo. Ang nanay kasi mahilig makipagdebate. Ang nanay kasi hindi basta-basta nang naniniwala. Pag may nababasa yan, sinasabi niya, ano kung ganito? She likes very spirited discussions. And itong librong ito ay pwede rin. Ay pwede rin pag-usapan dahil, sabi ko nga, hindi nagtuturo. Hindi ipinaramdam sa akin na kulang ako para humarap sa aking Diyos. O di kaya'y parang ang dami kong ginawang kasalanan. Kasi yun yung iniiwasan ko. I don't know if it's wrong. I don't know if it's about me or about my growing up years, or it's about my faith. I don't know, but I know I'm work in progress. I know I am evolving. I am still trying to manage certain fears, certain insecurities, which have something to do with my faith, with my relationship with God. Kaya ako bukas, sa paglalakbay na ito, pag may mga nakakasalubong akong libro, mga tao, na merong naisabihin sa akin, bukas ako. Dahil para sa akin, pagkatapos ng exercise na ganoon, na hindi naman laging sang-ayon ang inyong mga opinyon, parang mas lalong tumitibay yung aking pakiramdam at tumitibay yung aking paniniwala na mabuti, mabait, at funny ang aking Diyos. So yun, ang aking kwento at ang Laugh with God today.
Thank you, Tito Boy. Second question, Tito Boy, sorry. What do you think is the significance of the book after you have read it to the people naman who will be reading it?
It's easy. Sa mga panahong ito ay, lalo na sa henerasyong ito, sa mga kabataan, and this is not an indictment against the youth. Madalas sinasabi na, ngayon, pag hindi ka mahusay makipag-usap, ngayon, pag hindi ka marunong ng mensahe mo, if you don't know your brand, you'll have difficulty talking to people. That's partly true. Because you have to know your tools. Ibig sabihin kung makikipag-usap ka sa mga bata, lalo na ngayon, kailangan alam mo yung lingwahe, alam mo kung saan mo sila huhulihin. Ang significance ng librong ito ay it doesn't try hard. It doesn't try hard. It doesn't try hard to be easy. It doesn't pander. It doesn't condescend. Hindi to klase ng libro na nagsasabing, uy, dinalian ko ang pagsulat nito kasi para maunawaan ako ng mas maraming tao. Hindi. Normal, natural, hindi siya nagkunwaring ano paman. The book contains stories that are real. The book contains testimonials which are real. Ako ang keyword dito, truthful. Kaya pag nagsasabi ka kasi ng totoo, at pag nagkukwento ka ng isang bagay na totoo, at alam mo kung sino ang kinakausap mo, mas madali kang maintindihan. Significance, sumulat ka ng libro. Na merong merkado, merong publiko na makakaunawa at may publiko na nag-aantay. It's a matter of, I think, letting people know that there is this book somewhere out there. And if you are a parent, if you're a mother or a father, tell your child about it. It's a nice book. It's fun. But at the same time, without you knowing it, it has the power to nurture. It has the power to nurture. It has the power to make you smile. Ako yun ang gusto ko eh. Pag kunikwentuhan ako, ang take out ko pag naghiwalay kami noong taong kakwentuhan ko ay ngiti. Mahalaga sa akin yun kasi yung pinag-uusapan namin, mas naalala ko. So, if you're talking about significance, I'm sorry to use the word, but this book simply makes God relevant without even trying.
Thank you, Tito Boy. Last question, Tito Boy. What's your message for the author of the book, Laugh with God?
Maraming salamat, Michael, sa iyong libro. Maraming salamat. Una, sa pagkakataon na ibinigay mo para ako'y magbigay ng komentaryo pagkatapos ko basahin ang libro. Dahil yan ay isa ding paraan kung paano tayo makaka-reach out sa mas maraming tao. Michael, for that opportunity, thank you. Kasi today, ang pakiramdam ko, hindi tayo pwedeng hindi magpansinan. Hindi tayo hindi pwedeng magpakialaman. We have become so interdependent. Your joys affect mine. Your sorrows, your pains affect mine. Masyado tayong konektado sa isa't isa. And the world has become smaller. So, what does it mean? We have to take good care of each other. Hindi na uso yung dati naririnig natin sa Biblia noon, yung linyang, I'm not my brother's keeper. Bago na. I am my brother's keeper. At ito yun, yung katulad nito halimbawa, ang ginawa ni Michael sa atin ay connecting us to each other and to our God. Michael, salamat sa una yun, sa pagkakataon na ako'y ginawa mong bahagi ng librong ito. Pangalawa, salamat sa enerhiya, salamat sa iyong vision, salamat sa iyong mga kwento. Salamat for making us laugh. Salamat for making me realize that I like the affirmation. I like the affirmation that my God is kind. My God is accessible. My God is forgiving. My God is funny. Thank you for telling me this again, because I know it was and it is in my heart that my God is inclusive. Diba? I mean, hindi siya mapanghusga na Diyos. Gusto ko yung mga ibang kwento dun sa libro kasi minsan tawa ko ng tawa na parang naalala ko ang lola ko, naalala ko ang nanay ko, naalala ko yung kabataan ko, naalala ko yung days ko sa seminaryo. Ang dami. And at the end of the day, I realized that Mike gave me an opportunity to pray. Mike gave me an opportunity to be better. Do you call it inspiring? Do you call it empowering? Whatever it is, at the end of the exercise, at the end of the book, I am better. At the end of this story, parang yung pakiramdam kong mas gumanda ang relasyon ko sa Diyos. And if that is the case, then I have a better relationship with people. I think I have a better view of others. Tatapusin ko to dito by saying na isa sa mga leksyon na aking natutunan sa buhay, and this has nothing to do with the book, but with another book, Confucius from the Heart, na may relasyon dito dahil ito ang mensahe kay Michael. Kung merong isang bagay na dapat tandaan ng isang tao para mamuhay dito sa mundo, ano ito? And this is in the context of the teachings of Christ, na pinadali ni Michael dito sa Laugh with God today. Sabi ni Confucius, forbearance. Na ang ibig sabihin lamang ay, you will not impose anything on anyone that you wouldn't do yourself. Or in other words, you wouldn't ask anyone to do something that you wouldn't do yourself. That's forbearance. Konektado ho dito sa salitang ito ay faithfulness. Na ang ibig sabihin in the Confucian language ay knowing yourself. Maraming kwento dito sa librong ito na natagpuan ko na diretsahang sinasabi naman talaga na we go back to our core. And our core is good. Our core is funny. Our core is we are good children of God. Lastly, going back to the Confucian theories, ito yung isa pang word na nakakonect sa forbearance, sa faithfulness. Ito yung benevolence, which is basically what Christ has been trying to say, and which eloquently the book and Michael say dito po sa librong ito, which is benevolence, which translates to loving others. So this book is about what? Laughing with God. It is about praying, but most important of all, this is about loving God and loving others the easiest way, laughing.
Thank you, Tito Boy. Kindly for the lesson, invite people to...
Mga nanay, mga tatay, mga bagets, sambayanan, mga kaibigan, hindi ko lamang po sasabihin, tara, usap tayo. Abay, ngayon, dadagdagan ko na po ng kaibigan, kumuha ho kayo ng kopya ng librong ito, Laugh with God Today. Kagalakang, Nagbibigay, Buhay, Unang Ihip, ni Michael Angelo Lobrin. Get a copy of this book. Get a copy of this book. You will find your story. You will find yourself somewhere in this book. Believe me.
Thank you, Tito Boy.